Yo, what's up guys? Welcome back to this backtesting session. So just to really get into it, right now I'm up $6,000, 44% win rate. My win rate went down a lot, and then I have 69 trades, break even. My equity curve is still relatively smooth, but I'm not gonna lie, if you're coming off of the last video, I've been struggling really a lot. We're into October, already had 3 losses, which puts me at negative 3% for the month, which is really bad. And then that lowered my win rate, obviously. I'm really struggling with this one. I'm not gonna lie, this month is actually really tough for me. And right now the daily chart looks very clean, but like coming off of basically what was happening, I was kind of in a daily consolidation in this area, and I couldn't get a good read on price. But let's try and recoup it. Let's just go into this day. What time are we at? Alright, we're in the new day. One thing I've been doing is just going forward up 15 minutes, because you want to wait at least 15 minutes to make a decision, because the market can like psych you out. Right now, I'm thinking it's really weird because ES is definitely way ahead of NASDAQ, but because ES doesn't have anything and we're going towards this high, I'm just going to play it bullish. Right now, it's a very obvious draw on liquidity for NAS, and E doesn't have really much anything in its way. So, yeah, and today is a Thursday. So, right now, we're already coming off of open high. We went low, and now we're retracing back. So, let's just see what we can get here. So, the good thing is that I'm looking for higher prices, and we are coming into this daily fair value gap here. We're edging this high. So, let's see. Mark out this fair value gap. So ideally what I'm going to be looking for, I didn't look at the weekly or do anything like that because it's a little bit pretty obvious. So what am I looking for? Right now I'm looking for price to respect this fair value gap and to continue higher, for NAS to take out this high, and for ES to most likely just keep going here. So other than that, I'm looking for some type of sweep potentially, a change in state, 2 cracks in correlation, for me to enter the trade, right? So my mom is being very loud upstairs. She always does this. She's like so loud to the point where like you can hear her halfway across the house, and I always tell her like, why are you so loud? Just use your inside voice. Not everyone in the house needs to hear you. One thing I don't like here, we have an inverse. We have an inverse here, but we don't have really any SMT here at the top to suggest that we're consistently going down here. I want to remain bullish. We do have a PSP here, I can see. PSP, because these are all green and these are bearish candles. So I want to remain bullish. Maybe if we took this high. ES is still showing bearish signals right now, so I would want to see it push into strength. We do, I don't know, let's see here. I don't know, I'm a little bit cautious. Why is this moving so much? Let's go to the, let's stay on the 5 minute. Because I think if we go to the 3 minute, it gets a little bit convoluted. I think the 5 minute just kind of cleans it up. So they're both going down. If this just keeps tumbling, I'm not going to take a trade. Again, even here at the highs, we don't really have any SMTs to suggest that we're going down. Like, I need multiple confluences. I'm just not getting that. The only thing I see here is a PSP, but that's not good enough. Maybe, I don't think that's a SMT. It's not. So I'm not interested in taking any. Still not interested in taking any shorts, even though the order flow looks like it's going bearish. So yeah, that's just what I have to say about that. We're pushing into strength. I kind of like that. Do we have any SMTs? Not really. Wait. We do, actually. Wait, I'm so confused. We do. We have an SMT right here. I kind of want to see where this 5 minute closes. See, that's why. Because we went up and took it out. We now have an SMT to the downside here. So it's 10 now, so I want to see what that 4-hour candle looks like. So we went down, we're kind of coming back up, we're still respecting consequent encroachment in this fair value gap. So I could enter here. I could just market enter here and just like whatever, you know. I feel like this would give me, but it's a little bit risky because I'm not waiting for this we have an inverse. Okay, so I'm actually just gonna market enter here with my stop here. But you know what, now that I think about it, which one put in that? Wait a minute, I thought there was an SMT here. Am I tripping? No, I'm not. There is one. So this one took the low. It's not really that significant. Which one has the most room to the upside? I mean, they both do. In all honesty, they both do. I'm just gonna take it on NAS. It really don't have much reason as to why. I do think that this is really like high up, but I think it's good draw on liquidity. So I just want to double check the 3-minute. So we do have an inverse. We're coming off of this. I'm just gonna market enter and get 1%. So I have it in. Oh crap! See, that's what I do. I want to start seeing that push. We're seeing some push. We're seeing some push. Well, this could be a problem for us, but I want to see a push. I want to see some aggression. I really want to see a strong push to this upside. We're still getting resistance. Come on. We're getting more, but we're kind of like consolidating. I don't like that. It's already 10:31. I want to see it. Okay, we got another push, but it's not good enough. I'm trying. Oh god, I don't. It's just like consolidate. What day is today? Thursday? Thursdays suck. Okay, I don't know if I want to move this to break even at this point. We do look like we have another SMT here. Alright, so at this point, it's 11:23. I want to move my thing to break even, because it's like a little late in the day. It's either this like goes up or like what? You know what I mean? Let's see here. We haven't taken out, we still have Asia at the very least. I might take some off if we get here. Although that puts it at a 1-to-1. Just because I think, because this is not really giving us a lot of strength here. And I think that price could fall if we get up to Asia's highs. So let's just see. Okay, we got a push. I'm probably going to take off 50, or should I take off 70%? That's 70%, 70%. I just don't know how, if it will really get up there. This is, at this point, we're literally late in the day. I'm gonna take off 70%, and if it gets the rest, I get 200. So that's not even like, see, that's what I was worried about. That's what I was worried about. So, oh god, we're coming down really aggressively here. We're pushing back up. Yeah, I should have just taken off the whole position. The only issue is that would have been like not 2R. It wouldn't have been 2R. I think if I had entered, you know what, guys, I think the issue that I'm running into is not that my trades don't work out. I think maybe it's just like where my stop placement. Placing it down here is safe, yes. But maybe if I had placed it like a little bit below the order block or I could have got a tighter entry. I could have targeted 1 to 3 and I could have gotten here. So I think maybe my issue is not my trades. It's maybe just like my stop placement. So with that trade, we kind of we were still in the negative for the month. We made something but didn't get the full R&R. So I think going forward, maybe that's something I want to work on. I want to work on maybe my stop placement potentially. But I don't know. I feel like that's going to backfire more than it's going to work out. But let's just go to the next day. We got our recoup. I came back. I did that all. I got those 3 losses yesterday, and I came back today fresh. I was working on a different session I had going, and you know, I was just like, you know what? Let's just try this session again because this is my favorite session right now. Not that it really matters because it's not about sessions. So, did we take that high? Because if we take that high, we could enter a new phase of price, such as a retracement, reversal. You never know, you know. You never know. So, we took this high. We could enter another phase of price. It could be a retracement. It could be a reversal. It could be consolidation. It doesn't look like consolidation, though. So, we're coming down from this point here. Talking in that voice is so fun. Sorry. So we took the high. We're coming down. I'm gonna go forward 50 minutes. So didn't really do much. Okay. This is interesting because this one's up and this one's down. So we're getting some, how do I put this? Mixed signals, divergence, right? So sorry about that. Not really much here other than the fact that we're in the third Bear Valley Gap, but it looks like the draw could potentially be down here, maybe. Just because, well, yeah, it looks like the draw could be down here because, yeah, it just looks obvious, you know? Like, it just looks obvious. Like, my only issue is that ES is kind of not showing bearish signals. It's showing bullish signals, so there's a bit of divergence here. And there's not really much to keep us up. But because we're coming from a consolidation into expansion, actually no, it's consolidation into reversal because we took this high and there was a SMT here. So it's a consolidation into a reversal into expansion, and then we had a consolidation into reversal into expansion. So, but this one is more so expansion met with a reversal, right? So they're diverging right now. So I don't really have a clear idea of where we're going to go. Looking off of NAS, I want to be more bearish, but I would need to see ES now become bearish as well, if that is what the play is going to be. Now, this is a 5-minute fair value gap, so I might have to play like a 5-minute model here. So with that being said, I would have to go down to a 1-minute if we were going to continue bearish. So we went forward. Let's go to the 1 minute. But it's interesting because, well, you know, we're bullish here. So it's a little weird, if I do say so myself. So I wouldn't be surprised if we, in a sense, you know, invalidated this. But we're coming down. We're not coming down. We're not coming down. No. We're invalidating this fair value gap very, very much. I was trying to play a 5-minute model, but we're still actually respecting it, so maybe there's a chance. However, we're really high up. We're really, really high up. In fact, there's a crazy divergence here because we've just taken Asia high on ES, and we're nowhere near that. So this is a crazy SMT, like really crazy SMT going on right now. So there could be a very crazy SMT divergence. Why do I keep saying crazy? I don't know. Wow. Wow. Alright, some volatility coming in here. We do have an SMT. ES is also showing bearish signals. I want to see this start to fall. Oh god. Whoa. That's why I didn't enter. That's why I did. I was actually about to set an entry here. I'm so happy I didn't. This is on the 1 minute, you know. Alright, so we're clearly not. We're not going down here. I don't really know if I want to enter this. I would say because we're clearly like invalidating this, yes. I would clearly want us to maybe if it were to get a long position, right? Probably get a long position with this here and then targeting the highs or whatever. But this would be on a retrace kind of situation. So if it took those highs, I would, yeah, there we go. So I'm going to take off the trade. Because we already took the trade and I'm not looking to re-enter here at all. Because it could bust up to Asia, which it's doing right now. The only issue is that I'm not interested in entering here. It's very choppy. It's a shame. I was going to try and play a 5-minute model. This would have been a very good thing, but because we were getting very mixed signals, I couldn't take a trade here. So that's unfortunate. It is what it is. I'm not mad at it. Let's go to the next day. So just looking off of this, we're gonna go to the daily, but we got a reversal put in, expansion into expansion, so we're expecting a continuation. But let's just take a daily. That's what I'm just getting from that right now. So as you can see, we came from a consolidation. We're starting to go up now. ES is continuing to expand exponentially. And let's see here. So if we were targeting, we would target this high and this high. This is clearly the draw on liquidity here. We definitely put in a relevant low, which I like to see. So that definitely, like, you know, screams continuation. I'm gonna go 4, 5, 50 minutes. It looks like we got another push, which I'm not exactly a fan of, because that would mean that it could be potentially very hard to get in on this trade here, because it's rapidly expanding away from us. So I think it's going to be very difficult to get potentially on side with this. I would like to see a retracement, but that's not what I'm seeing right now. There is a 5-minute fair value gap, a lot of low resistance below us, but I don't know. I would need to see a retracement, which, as you can see, we are not getting. We're quickly barreling higher. We're coming up on 10-8. Yeah, so wow, okay. Okay then. Now, oh, what the hell? Okay. There's no way I can get in on this, so I'm just gonna go back to the 5-minute and just see how this plays out. So we're definitely getting a push up to the upside here. We actually just tapped into this fair value gap, so we could be getting a move off of this. It's a 15-minute. Oh god. We could enter here potentially on a retrace. We've already expanded up so high though. It makes me a little bit concerned. And now we have inverse fair value gaps here. You know what I mean? Like, let's go back to the, what was it, 15-minute where I saw that? They're both in there, that's for sure. I don't know. I think my biggest concern right now is really just the fact that we already expanded like so much. I'm kind of nervous to take a stab at this, if I'm being honest. You know, I was actually watching this one YouTuber real quick, not that long ago, and he was basically saying that if you're in doubt, you should lower your risk, and I agree. You know, I really do agree with that sentiment there, that you should lower your risk if you're in doubt. I'm gonna just set this here. I'm not really. Oh shit. Ah, fuck. SMT put in, didn't see that. What is the play here? I knew it was kind of risky just because it was, oh my god. I knew it was kind of risky because we came up really high, so it made sense for us to reverse from there, and we had this here, so yeah. It's really hard to get a read on these things sometimes. Could have entered. We had a break of structure here, right here. So it could have entered on this. Well, if you had entered on the wick, you could have got it. This is definitely a good case of like very like small stop loss. You know what I mean? And you could have targeted like 1 to 5. It's very hard to. I don't really take like really like. Oops, did not mean to click that. I don't really take like really. What do you call it? Small stops like that. I do think in some cases it's fine, but like I don't know. I just like having a lot of space with my trades. What day is today? It's a Tuesday. Tuesdays are not too bad. Although my metrics would say that I actually don't have a lot of luck on Tuesdays, surprisingly. It's very weird. This is a Monday, Tuesday. So we expanded on Monday, probably put in the low of the week. I'm honestly going to continue to assume expansion unless otherwise proven. Again, we don't have anything to the left of us on ES, so it just makes sense for us to continue to expand. Yes. Yes. Alright, so 4 hours. We haven't taken out a high, so a retracement doesn't really make much sense here. I mean, unless we wanted to rebalance this whole area, but I think we already did that with this candle here. So, one thing I do not like is when we don't have clear, like, PD arrays, right? That's one thing I do not like, I'm not gonna lie. These are relevant swings. So we put in a relevant swing for the day, we reverse. So I'm actually, yeah, I'm definitely for sure expecting continuation here. I'm not really expecting us to fall off the face of the freaking earth. I'm gonna go forward 15 minutes. Gonna go forward 15 minutes. And I see that we had a little back and forth here. So I will take notice of the fact that NASDAQ did take Asia highs and we haven't taken Asia highs here just yet. So I will take that into consideration going forward because we did just have a sweep here. So this could potentially be an SMT in play. But I would honestly want to see continuation just because we had this reversal in London coming into New York. So I would want to see a continuation of that because this would be a low that we want to expand from. Yes? Yes. This would be our, like, what do you call it? A manipulation candle. Yes. So as you can see, this 6 o'clock candle is expanding. So I'd like to see the 10 o'clock candle expand as well. So I'd like to see a continuation of expansion. Yes? Yes. That's exactly what I want to see. I don't know why I sound like this. I sound so condescending, don't I? Sorry, guys. I'm just getting in the zone. The zone. People are probably going to think I'm a weirdo. Just showing a little bit more of my personality, you know? When I'm flowing, I just gotta flow. I want to see price held up. Not gonna lie. I also realize that we are in an inverse fair value gap here. I want to freaking see price expand. I don't want to freaking see us come back into the range here. I know that we haven't taken Asia, so it's a potential SMT here. Shit, maybe we are going lower. And you're probably like, what made you change your mind? SMT. SMT. And then if you take a closer look, we never saw that high. We saw that high. But I really don't want to deviate from, like, you know what I mean? Because especially since we're in this bullish fair value, it would have to invalidate it for me to even begin to change my bias. So for now, you're probably like, you're ignoring the SMTs? Yes. That's exactly what I'm doing, actually. Oh, you horrible, horrible human. Shit, I think we're expanding after all. To the downside! So one thing to note is we do have a lot. We have an SMT. In fact, we're actually putting in SMT after SMT here. I'm probably just going to take the short. You're probably like, that's against what you just said. Yeah, but we're putting in too many SMTs. See, this would be a perfect example of a very tight stop. I would want to see expansion from here. Should we just try it? Should we try it? Shit. I can probably move it up here. No. Damn, I'm probably gonna get stopped out here. But if I move it up, I increase my risk. I don't want to do that. I don't want to do that. I did not expect that. Maybe I should have did it on NASDAQ. And I got taken out. And I got proved hella wrong. It hasn't taken me out yet. Or... Wait, what? I'm still in the trade. Okay, guys. That was weird. You guys saw that. I should have been out of that trade. And this is a perfect lesson of... do not do tight stops, because if I put it at the high, I should have been taken out, but I wasn't because FX replay glitched, but I technically was correct here with my assessment. I wanted to see higher prices, but the bearish signals were just like, we got like 3 different SMTs put in. And you're probably like, you didn't show me the SMTs. Okay, fine, I'll show you the SMTs. First big one, we took Asia high. We didn't even see Asia high. Then if we zoom in here, right, this took all of this out. We never, if you look at ES, look at over here, look at this candle, or this candle I should say, we never even saw that high, right? That's bearish. Again, we had another SMT put in, right? It was it this one? No, it was this one. Yes, this one. We took this high again. Oh wait, no, not that one. Yeah, this one. We took this high, right? This never even saw that high. We had 3 separate SMTs screaming at us here. So that's why I took the thing. But as you can see, I shouldn't have gotten that win. We can see if it does hit that low there. It should. It did. It does. As you can see, this should have taken me out. It didn't. And this is a very good example of why tight stops do not make any freaking sense. So yeah, the better entry would have been here. But I don't know. The better entry would have been there, but sometimes you don't get such deep retracements. So I don't know. You could have risked like not getting this trade at all, but for some reason, I mean, I was right. I shouldn't have gotten that trade though. But I think that's a very good lesson of like, I think the only time you can do such tight stops is if you definitely know that you're in an expansion phase. Like if you're in an expansion phase, I think that you can definitely for sure have a tight stop, but this was not one of those cases. Okay. Excuse me. Okay. Interested to know why we're coming down like this. Yeah, again, I expected higher prices, but we saw lower prices on Tuesday, which is actually Wednesday is now actually making the new low. So I'm wondering what we're drawing to. It could just be a rebalance of this range here. I prefer a more concrete drawn liquidity. Equilibrium is a drawn liquidity. It really is, but like I at the same time I would prefer to have like a legitimate like target and not like a hypothetical imaginary one, if that makes sense. Right off the bat, I see an SMT in play. Right off the bat. This high to this low. This low to this high. I mean, yeah, this low to that high there. So right off the bat, we have an SMT. I don't know what we're drawing to. We could just be drawing to equilibrium. We could be drawing to this low. Probably that low. We're taking out these lows. One thing to note is that there actually is being an SMT put in here as well on the bottom side. So, but because we're disrespecting bearish, bullish PD arrays, it's, you know. So I think this is ultimately a retrace situation. It's not a long-term low situation. But let's just reference that weekly real quick. Yeah. There is also a volume imbalance down here, so that could be what we're aiming for. So now I have a legitimate target, not just equilibrium. Now I have a legitimate target that we're after. I like that. So now we can go back, and yeah, so that that matches with this. So in that case, with that being said, I want to be a little bit more bearish. I really shouldn't have got that last one. I don't even know if I can count that. FX replay clearly glitched there, but it's whatever. So yeah, we're definitely getting some. So I want to see. So what did this expand from? 930? Like just started ripping lower at 930? In fact, that's exactly what happened. But that's not very helpful to us now, is it? I need to see a clear retrace, I'm not gonna lie. a minute. We're going down. I do know there was a 3-minute fair value gap here, but I can't trust it. And not only that, it actually didn't even tap into it. So unless there's a... Oh, there is an SMT here in play. There is an SMT here in play, I think. It's not very noticeable on the 1 minute, but it's there on the 3-minute, I think. It's weird how ES has more candles than NAS. Oh, what have you here? We're about to head into 10. I could like take the trade, but like we already hit equilibrium, and the only other place to go is here. I'm actually not sure what this line is. The line is the low of that area, so in a sense, I guess we could overshoot it. I don't know. I kind of want to wait until 10. The only issue with waiting until 10 is that I risk our 10 o'clock retracement. That would not be fun. Like that. We tapped into the volume imbalance. Okay. Never even saw that high. I might want to short here. But I want to see it definitively, like, you know, start going down. That's exactly why I didn't do that. Because now we got to retrace. I don't think I'm interested in this trade anymore. Yeah. Hit the volume imbalance, went up. Could have got entered on here, actually, I think. Yeah, I would have got entered. You're probably wondering why I didn't enter it. I realized that when I switch my buys, it just leads to more problems than if I just let it go. So I decided to let it go. So, indecisive day, but I think we're heading back up to the upside here. So this is a Thursday. Supposedly, I think I do good or 8 on Thursdays. So, definitely bullish. Wednesday was probably a midweek reversal. So we should be going back up. We hit the volume imbalance, and we bounced off that. So, let's see here. We opened. The only issue that I don't like is that price just keeps like expanding very quickly away from places, like areas. This is today's candle. We've already expanded so much, and it's just like, bro, like, what am I supposed to do with this? That's what I like to see. Yeah, that's why you wait. That is why you wait. That is why you wait. Or it could be a rejection off of this order block here, but I would actually prefer to see a reversal off of this area and then expansion above. And this, guys, is why you wait 15 minutes, because of this crap. So let's see how this develops. I'm gonna probably keep this on the 5-minute. I don't know. I don't like the fact that we, you know what I mean? We grab liquidity, that's for sure. But I need to see an SMT of some sort. I'm not seeing that yet. So right now, I'm not seeing anything. I don't really, okay. We're putting in bearishness. So from a 1 minute perspective, right, we actually do have a change of state right here and a break of structure. I would probably want to see a retrace back into this fair value gap unless they turn it into a breakaway gap. I want to see a return back. Oh crap, we did. So I'm actually gonna short this position, or should I? I did say I wanted to see higher prices. Damn, this is tough. But we have such a big fair value gap here. You know what I mean? So is it better to just continue through that? It's already 10-2. Let's just see one. Oh shit. Oh my god. This is why I said I should just enter it. Alright. I think entering on this one is maybe better? Probably, though. I really didn't want to do this, but whatever. Or should I? Because this is a 1 minute time frame, yeah. No way. You're kidding. So I should have just left my entry here? Or not? Yeah, but my entry could have been here. No, I probably wouldn't have got it. It's fine. It was definitely a short opportunity. Oh, God. I've been trying to mess around with, like, taking trades as they're, like, developing, but, like, it's tough, man. It's tough. And, like, yeah, it had a huge rejection, came down. It's a Friday. Expecting it to come back into the range, or is it Monday again? Oh my god, this week basically didn't even move. Oh, this is tough. So we had a reversal put in. Expansion, retracement. We're in expansion now. Hopefully. That would be the draw. This and this, but I don't really know if we're gonna get up there. It is a Friday of all days. I do hate Fridays though. Fridays can be a bit choppy. I said I'd go for 50 minutes. Oh, frick me. Okay, we have SMT put in here. Here? Yes. So I want to see a continuation in that case then. And yeah. We do have a fair value gap here. I would want to see that hold. So we got a sweep like we wanted, SMT. That's a great sign. Let's go down to the 5 minute. Oh yes, oh great. Great. But it's crazy what can happen in 1 minute. It's insane. Now it's, oh god, what the hell? So I want a long, actually I think the long on ES makes more sense here. Now Now as for the stop, probably this. The only thing is ES is moving a lot more slower, but I'm closer to the entry. It's probably gonna enter on this. Probably just enter on the where it is, because it's relatively close. What the hell? Fridays, man. The issue is just that it's chopping, which you can see on Fridays. I'm probably... Should I just hold it? At this point, I'm gonna just move it to break even because it's chopping around. It's chopping. I wouldn't be surprised if it took me out. Yeah, it took me out. Yeah, it's just chop. It's consolidation. Oh. Oh, crap. What the hell? It actually did work out. Maybe I should have just left it alone. But I don't think it ever does get to my full TP, though. It doesn't. It doesn't. So if I was holding this and not taking partials, I would have not gotten anything anyways. It's fine. Not getting a trade is better than getting a trade if you ask me. Let's get to daily. It's a Monday. See, this is what I'm talking about. Like these tight movements. These tight movements are like tough to navigate. Like if we have big expansions, that's better. Like you can't even like run previous day high or low because it's just like, you know what I mean? They're just in such a tight consolidated move. It's very hard to trade when it's like this. That's why I've been having such a difficult time. And it's not like, in this retracement, it's not like we ran into any level either. It's just like, it's crazy. Alright, let's see here. No SMT. I don't really see anything from a... See, look. Like, a lot of crossing back and forth. It's a lot... Like, instead of these just clear upward movements, it's a lot of back, down, back, up, down, back. You know what I mean? Like, what the hell? Like, it's no wonder I'm having such a difficult time trading in these conditions. Other than, like, when you look at these, it's just, like, clear up. Like, nice, clear movements up. This is just, like, overlapping wicks and everything. Whips overlapping bodies, and... You see how everything else is relatively clear? This is moving in a very tight consolidation up, and I'm recognizing that I'm having a very difficult time navigating the market like this. Very, very difficult. So, with that being said, that's probably why we're not having much luck this month. Monday we made a deep low already, so I would like to ideally see expansion. Hey, my eyes are kind of burning. Ow, my eyes hurt. Alright, so no SMT. Okay. Maybe OTE of this range, though, is what this is bouncing off of. It could very well be the case. So, in this regard, I'd want to see higher prices. We have expansion, met with expansion, met with expansion. Clear signs of reversal. We took out these multiple 1 hour up close candles. So again, I would want to see this is definitely pushing me more to be bullish, that's for sure. That expansion is coming off of purely the 930 open. It's looking like it's very choppy in here. I would want to see some retracement because otherwise we're just busting higher and it's not giving us a chance to be a part of the move. So I would really want to see some retracement at this point, which was basically nothing. I really hate when it does this. Okay, we took we took Asia high, so it could be a potential SMT being put in with us fitting back into the range. So yeah, let's look for that. It is now 10:11. So let's go to 3. We don't have any. Let's see here. We have an SMT here, and we actually have one with London, or Asia, I should say, here, because taking a key level can send us into a new phase of price here. So, and we're already really late into the session as well, so even more reason to believe that we're possibly going down here. So change in state for this on the 3 minute would be right here. Let's just check the 1 minute. So let's see, down, up, breaker structure would be right here. This would be a breaker block here. So we could actually enter right here on a potential retracement. It would be a tight entry. Expansion met with expansion. We could enter here and just, we could enter here. I wonder which one's the better one though. Maybe ES, because we already have a change in state right here on the 1 minute. So I could run a 1 minute type model. It's really not a 1 minute model. I think it's technically a 50-minute model. Let's just try and get like a change in state at the very least on ES. I want to see a definitive, like, yeah, that's what I wanted to see. So what happened on the 1 minute? Yeah, so see how we tapped into the order block? I'd want to see a continuation lower. So I want to short this here and put like a tight stop maybe here. And I want to see this go down there. I don't know if that's a really tight situation here. This would be a very good example of a tight stop, because ideally I want to see this support price lower, right? Let me see something. And we do have that 5 minute, well, it's not, well, we have 2 minutes until this closes actually, but it would be a 5 minute change in state. We have we have a wait, where is it? I think I just saw it. Wasn't this like a yeah, I knew I saw it. This one didn't take the high, so what is it? Between this? No, this and this candle. No, this candle. Right? This candle? This candle? Yeah. So it's a 2-stage SMT here. I'm gonna run it. And we get it. So that was this is definitely a good example of a tight stop loss type situation. This one was really cool actually. I actually really like this trade. So the reason I took it here was that I saw that it came and tapped this order block and then rejected off. So ideally, if we're expanding back down, which because it looks like expansion met with expansion, we should ideally not come back. We shouldn't go above this order block, and we should just expand, right? I could have also maybe did a little bit above because there's a volume imbalance here, or maybe even above this wick because there's another tiny volume imbalance here. But ideally, I wouldn't want it to see these bearish PD arrays be disrespected, essentially. And I think this was maybe a bit better than entering on the 3 minute, because otherwise I would have had to do a market entry from here, and then my stop would have had to been higher, and then I would have had to reach a little bit deeper. So this was definitely a really good trade here. That was a really good trade, I'm not gonna lie. Now I decided to take this on ES just because I'm not gonna say it's the weaker asset, but in any case, where could we have entered this on ES, right? So on the same 1 minute chart, we had a breaker block. So I could have entered, it doesn't even look like it even saw this breaker block. not sure where we were in time. At what time? Where were we at? Like we were like here, right? Oh, so we're here, right? So I could have entered on the breaker block, or again I could have entered on the order block just the same. So it would have looked something like this, or I guess at market entry then technically. Be above here and then targeted 1 to 2, which we would have got. So yeah, that's that trade. That was actually a really nice trade. That was a really nice trade. That was a really good experience. That's the first time I've taken such a like a short stop loss expansion type trade that makes logical sense of why we shouldn't see prices go higher than that. So this was definitely a game changer. I want to see if I can find more trades like this again. But with that being said, let's go to the next day, and then we'll also take a look at where we are in terms of our metrics, because we are at $7,000. But I think we're as I thought. We're just now going into the green, really, because we got this win and then we got this win, which is kind of interesting because we got this win, but I guess this win was taking care of these wins still. So right now we have more losses than we have wins. Again, just judging by what I'm seeing, I think it's just because we're trading in a very tight weekly range. The weekly range is very tight. We have overlapping like literally candles overlapping bodies. Like you can kind of see it. This one went up and then came back, and then this one went down and then came back, and then this one went down deep. We're having like really deep retracements, and I think that's what I'm having a very tough time navigating with right now. I think if it was a lot clearer like these, where we're having multiple days of like concise, clean upward movements, it would be a lot easier. But these constant overlapping of bodies and like deep retracements is like really giving me a tough time. Let's do one more. If it was up to me, I would just continue recording and this would never end, but I don't want to like bore you guys, and I know people do not have long attention spans. So this is a Monday. Oh boy. Mondays. I do not like Mondays. Wait, statistically though, do I do good on Mondays or no? I don't think so. Statistically. Oh my god. It's actually my worst day. It's actually my worst day, yeah. Tuesdays, okay, I do phenomenal on Wednesdays, I guess. I do pretty good on Thursdays, which is surprising. And then I do shitty on Fridays, which I'm not surprised. Mondays and Fridays are my worst days. It's just very hard for me to get a read on Mondays and Fridays, if I'm being honest. It's very difficult. So one thing I will note is that we are above previous day's high. That's cool. So that's definitely a draw on liquidity for us if we are bullish. Yeah. Not much else I can say about this, and that's a weekly. Oh shoot, that's previous week's high, not previous day's high. We have a lot of liquidity below us, I will say. But I don't really think we have much reason to go lower other than to maybe to like grab liquidity. Let me see. So this is still a daily chart. Oh, okay. See, look at this. Deep retraces. We're about to take up previous day's low. So we can actually write this out, draw this out, because maybe we'll take it and then reverse off of it. I don't know. Look at these deep retracements. This is a freaking shit show. I want to see moves like this. You see how everything just looks... First of all, we have a daily consolidation here. Then we're barely freaking moving up. Then we're moving down. Some up days, some down days. A lot of back and forth. Then, again, we're moving up in really, really tight movements. It's been very difficult for me. And I was wondering, like, do I not know what I'm doing? No, sometimes it's not that you don't know what you're doing. It's just the market conditions. We're moving in very tight areas. We're coming back down to see this low here, previous days. Hello. I don't know if we'll keep going, but I'm kind of getting exhausted from talking so much, I'm not gonna lie. So it looks like maybe the previous day's low is the play, because it's just what we're closest to. So I don't know if I'd want to be bullish, you know what I mean? And we do have a lot of liquidity resting below us. And we're already coming back. We're already coming off from so high. So that means London saw expansion, so we'd want to, and we have an SMT. We have an SMT. Which suggests lower prices. Now, if we're going to continue to lower, where could we target? Here. 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 All of these. Now, let's go down to the 1 hour. Yep, we're respecting bullish PD arrays. Bearish, sorry. Sometimes my head's moving way faster than my, like... I don't know if I should draw 2 of them. Because this is the one we respected. Yes, yes. I'll draw it out, actually. I want to see us respect this. So... it looks like we already kind of have... yeah, like... this is a break of structure. I don't want to see us continue lower. So... we're coming back up to this order block. I would need to see us hold. Right now we do have a SMT here. So it looks like this whole move was coming into New York. So London saw expansion. Pre-New York saw retracement. And then expansion. Maybe 8:30 news. But that would still mean that we would likely want to see a continuation of this downward movement. So, oh wow. Just as I said that. Oh, because it just turned 9:30. Okay. So, I will say that this is a break of structure. And we don't have an SMT necessarily, but we do have a PSP. 2 separate PSPs, in fact. A SMT would be nice, though. I'm not gonna lie. Not surprised there. And that might be our SMT. Or we're just gonna break through the roof and keep going, which looks like is the case right now. But ES is refusing to go up, so maybe, or not. Wow. And this is why I hate Mondays. This is why I freaking hate Mondays. We're clearly going up. Alright. I don't even know if I want to trade this. I don't even know if I want to trade this. And you're like, why don't you want to trade it? We already moved a lot today. We moved a lot. I was expecting continuous prices lower. We were closest to this low, but now you're breaking through fair value gaps and going higher. It invalidated the model. And because Monday's kind of weird, it could just consolidate. I don't even care if it like freaking breaks through the roof and continues going like crazy. Like, it's do you see what I'm saying? It does keep going. It does. I think if I were to enter, I would have entered market order. I don't know, maybe here. So maybe it would have worked out. My stop would have been here, maybe, potentially. But as you can see, it did go up, I guess. But, like, it's a lot of back and forth. It does end up going up. But, like, do you see how crazily this day moved? Like, look at this. We started here. We came down. And then we went back. It's a lot of this day's candle. It's going to look basically indecisive, roughly speaking. Really deep retracements. My point exactly. My very point exactly. And now we're kind of back in the range of this candle once again. We never actually closed above the range of this candle. We're back in the range. So what can that potentially tell you? That we're maybe still going down, but I don't know. We just have such deep retracements. I have to say that 2024 is one of the worst years I've ever traded. Is one of the worst. We're just having really deep retracements, and this is in October. I think October is known for being a trashy trading month. We do we? SMT between these two here. So that does support downward expansion, and this is on the daily of all things. So let's go to 4 hour. Inverse fair value gap. Love it. Yeah. Just get rid of this. I said one more, and we... I meant one more actual trade taken. We didn't take the actual trade the last one. So let's just see if we get a trade in this one. PSP. Not an SMT though. So I'm thinking the play is definitely down. Now, where did we open though? We opened here. But I guess in that case, this probably wouldn't have much to do with our actual current move right now, potentially. I don't know. You're always saying potentially. What do you mean, potentially? Because you never know what's going to happen. Did this take that high? It looks like it. You never know what's going to happen, young grasshopper. Is that so? It is. It is so. So we have a 15-minute fair value gap here. Love to see it. So we could play a little cheeky 15-minute model here. And go down to the 1 minute. Cheeky 1 minute model. Oh wow. What the fuck? What the fuck? We're getting mixed signals here. I want to see downward signals from... Okay. We took this high. We had another sweep here. With this candle here. We never even saw this high. Which would be this. And in fact, there's an SMT here. So now I'm intrigued. It would be really a shame if this failed on us, now wouldn't it? Now wouldn't it be? But we need to see a change in state still. So I need to see... Well, we have a breaker structure right here. So we could potentially see that we could potentially take a short. Well, actually, we need to see this start to fall too. So I will look for lower prices. No, really, I could short this here actually. Just because we could probably play it like a... Because this is also an SMT, so that should technically be respected here. I'm going to place the order. This is me again trying to play a really tight... And it failed on me. Wait, FX replay is not working. Wait a minute, FX replay is clearly not working here. I shouldn't have gotten that. Oh my god, I shouldn't have gotten that. I don't think the stop loss is working. I'm cheating. I'm cheating. The trade did work out though. The only issue is that I tried to play a really small stop loss, but even if I had put it here, I still would have been taken out. Now, why would I have been taken out? Because, no, not really. Like, I thought it was a 10 o'clock open, but it really wasn't. I don't get it. I don't get it. I, like, literally, you know what I should have done? Once again, I tried to anticipate. I should have saw this low, especially in the 1 minute fall things. I should have saw this low at least get taken. It was never taken, and yeah. So yeah, I think that was my mistake. This was definitely a 1 minute model, but I definitely would have had to have seen this taken. As you can see here, once we had the change in state of delivery, then we could have entered here on this, and then we would have got lower. So I think the issue is, especially since we my mom is yelling in the background, so that's just lovely. I'm gonna have to cut this short, guys, because like there's too much noise. But yeah, you could have. I don't know. I think I should have realized that I was on the 1 minute. I think I messed up because I have the 3 minute higher time frame mentality. But on the 1 minute, I can't play those games. I really should have waited until we cross below here, which in that case I would have been in the clear. I didn't wait for that. I would have been taken out. This win shouldn't have been the win. I don't know what's wrong with FX replay. I think we saw this happen before as well, where it didn't actually take me out of the trade. I don't know if it's a glitch. I'm going to reload FX replay. In fact, I'm going to do it right now. Hopefully that will solve the problem. With that being said, hope you learned something. I'll see you in the next one. And yeah, don't let me know if you have any questions. Let me know what you want to see. And with that being said, I'll see you in the next one. Peace. Don't forget to like and subscribe.